Boy, I am chilling. Yeah, we're good. Sorry, I had to make sure the audio came in, and the audio just came in. We're good. Audio's good. I was on the show now. I'm good, brother. How are you, man? How are things at home? How was your holiday? Holiday was dope. I did not catch the COVID virus, but I got sick. My wife got sick. We got exposed a few times too, and we somehow didn't catch it. We got tested a few times and all that stuff, and it's insane. I have no idea. I have literally no idea. Yeah, now you can't leave the house ever. Now you're fucking like bound to the house. Yeah. Hey, real quick, Ernie, you're not coming through audio wise. Yeah, I am, but you're not.
How about now? How about obnoxiously now? Can everybody hear me now?
Let's see.
Well, let's start that again. Welcome to episode 27 of Joystick Maverick. New year, same show, the 2022 edition.
I'm waiting for the delay. I'm waiting for the delay to come through. One sec.
I don't know why. For whatever reason, my audio is flipping hidden. Like, I love me so much, and I'm running this on this side, and then
Yeah.
why would I want my audio to be off? Why would I want my
I
own
know.
audio to be off? That makes no sense.
Hey, I'm about to find out right now. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah. You're good.
You know what? Here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be obnoxious. You ready for it? We're gonna start it over. Welcome to episode 27 of Joystick Maverick. New Year, same show, the 2022 edition. It's me, Ernie Hawkins, joined as always by my host, Dominic Irvin. You know what?
The host with the most.
That's the host with the most. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And I'm glad we're both wearing hats. We're both a little sipping a little sippy here. Mine's a little Disney edition. But happily, I'm healing. As I said earlier, and nobody heard.
Yeah.
I did not catch COVID-19. Let me drive that home again. Did
neither.
not catch it. Nor was I. I was. Both of us are amongst people who did. And I was on a call earlier today where I was the only one who hadn't caught it. And then I figured out that if you just stay at home and then start a podcast or show, that
Right.
that COVID doesn't even want to infect such a dorky, nerdy person. It can't go anywhere else. You know? It's like, why am I going to infect the one nerd? He can't spread me around. You got to go to places. You got to be a little, more social. I think for Omicron, Megatron, Optimus Prime to want to infect you. So all those jokes were probably better the first time we delivered it, but here we are the second time.
Nah, fuck it. This is the only intro.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, yeah. That's right. But all right. On that horrific note, we're going to do a couple of things first. Number one, thank you, man. Happy. Woo. I'm so happy that we're back. I really, really missed the show during the break. But the best part was there was so much that happened right before our little break, after our break, holidays, etc. That like I finally got to catch up on a bunch of things, and I still missed stuff. For example, I still have not seen episode 2 of a show we're going to talk about later today.
I haven't seen episode 2 either.
But thank God
it's okay.
We obey the 48-hour no spoiler rule, so we're good. But no, I'm definitely excited about what's happening. I have gained all my weight back that I lost from being sick last year, and now I'm ready to like lose it the right way or whatever. But you get my point.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, I'm going to use toughwraps.com. You know what I'm saying? What's a segue? It's this. Bam. I'm going to buy all the gear. I'm going to buy all the apparel. I'm going to buy those supplements at toughwraps.com. And I'm going to use joystick at checkout to get that 10% off. That's right. New year, new you, same code. I should have put that as the title of the show. Damn it. Opportunity missed. Code joystick at checkout. Awesome. Well, now that I've been just grinning like a fool, let's go into some not so
talk about some
grinding things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Top of the show.
We start with the bad, just get with the good afterwards. John Madden, that's right. It's in the game. There he is.
EA Sports.
Do you think his passing is like the last Madden curse? Like, do you think anybody else that might be on the cover is good to go from here on out?
I don't know. Antonio Brown wasn't on the cover, right?
He was. He was like 3 years ago, but you know,
he wasn't.
He like imploded.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I think he was. I think it was like his last year as a Steeler, and he like and then he was.
Oh my god!
Taking his shirt off and just dancing on the field. What a way to quit. I mean, let's be honest though. I've seen that at normal jobs. I've seen that at McDonald's. I've seen that at GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop. We're on the same wavelength. We know that. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I've seen it. It's honestly why I respect him at all. It's just the way he quit. When Mike Evans comes over and starts trying to be like, "Yo, dude, I don't know what he says." It'll always stay between them unless, you know, AB just decides he wants to air some stuff out. But I feel like it was like, yo, dude, just wait until the end of the game, then quit. You get that bonus, you know. If you get 10 more yards, you make that one thing in your contract to get more money. I bet he was just like,
I don't need no fucking money.
And just starts taking stuff off. That shit is priceless. But no, John Madden, I mean, legend of the game, legend as a coach. Obviously, he had so much impact on not just, you know, the NFL and his career there, but obviously now with Madden and all those years of that game. Incredible guy, horrible passing, but you know, we get old, we die. That's the rules of the game. Yeah. Unfortunately, Betty White also died. How wild is that?
Yo, this is fucked, dude. Like New Year's Eve, Betty White dies. Final fuck you, 2021. 2 weeks before she turns 100.
Yes. And then CBS releases this photo. It's like, dude, she just died. Yeah. Why are you trying to release the fuckable photo of Betty White? What are you doing? What are you doing, CBS?
Yeah, but that's like pure Betty White fashion, dude. Like, she was a queen. She was like, she had no kids because she didn't want kids.
That's right.
She had a bunch of pets. She was yelling at racists. She was an asshole to everybody. Like, everybody still wanted to get with her, and she was 99 years old.
Dude,
all the jokes about Pete Davidson are the best, too.
My favorite thing about Betty White that I've seen in the past several years was her appearance on Community with her and Donald Glover and, oh, God, Danny. God, what is his name?
Danny Putty.
Thank you. With Danny Putty and them singing Bless the Rains Down in Africa. That shit is amazing.
My favorite is the 30 Rock appearance on the Rule of Threes episode where Tracy Morgan calls her, and she's like, "I'm gonna put you in the grave, son." It's so good, so good. That show is so. That shit was so ahead of its time, and she's timeless, man. Rest in peace, Betty White.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Which is a weird thing to say about Betty White. Like, not like something you want to celebrate. Rest in peace. But it sucks. But again, what a way to go out. Somebody, it had to have been a TikTok. I don't think I'm on any other social media at this point. Like, just
pretty much.
If you want me to believe anything, just put it on TikTok, and I'll probably be like, oh, that's true. That's got to be real. What you're saying right there. But no, my point is, on TikTok, someone was like, it started with Kobe and it ended with Betty White, saying that COVID.
Oh, the pandemic that's still going on. Yeah. That there was 1 million cases yesterday.
How dumb.
Don't think it's ending anytime soon.
That shit.
I think that's a great sentiment.
People are dumb. But people are so dumb. I love that.
It ain't. No, it's not over.
People are the worst.
People I know keep getting COVID every single day.
We literally just talked about it. Guess what, guys? It didn't stop there. It's not stopping there. But no, It was definitely wild to even hear that. And then, of course, now we get to go on to the fun things, which is not death. The state of gaming. I didn't have a chance to throw a slide up about this, but I want to talk about it before we get there. E3 in person.
We're talking about E3?
Yeah, it was straight up virtual only yet again. To be fair, they're saving so much fucking money not doing it in person. Why wouldn't you go virtual? Besides the fact that it was terrible last year. I don't think they're saving that much money.
I don't think they're saving that much money. Think of the amount of revenue that E3 brings. It's like Comic-Con for San Diego. True. The amount of revenue that it brings for the area. Los Angeles doesn't need that much fucking revenue. But, it's... You're
not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
I saw someone post a tweet on Twitter. I think it was Imran Khan was like, would y'all buy t-shirts that said I went to the last live E3 ever? I was like, damn. I don't think that show's coming back.
Yeah, but why would you even want that shirt? You'd be like, it's weird. So weird.
But yeah.
But no, so
it sucks, dude. E3 was the jam, dude. Back in the day, I fucking loved E3.
Mm-hmm.
2011. I think they called it the Year of Dreams or whatever, or 2012, where Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, and all that shit got announced. We were sitting at Andrew Grant's house when we were doing our other thing back in the day.
Inglorious Gamer. I can't sing like Mikey Glenn, but that was my best impression.
Yeah. We're sitting in Andrew Grant's living room watching live reacting, and then got yelled at by his wife because we started screaming when Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced. And then screamed even more when Final Fantasy 15 got announced.
Those are big announcements. You don't not throw those out there.
Well, yeah. For a bunch of weebs that we were back in the day, absolutely.
Weebs. It's not even an insult anymore. It's just like, I missed it.
No, it's still an insult. Fucking weebs.
But
weebs nowadays are terrible.
All right, so you asked this question earlier today, and I gotta know. What is a Wordle? Did you ever find out?
I've been seeing it on fucking Twitter, dude. I don't know. It's like a puzzle, like a community puzzle or some shit that has to do with words. Everybody on my fucking Twitter feed is using Wordle, or half my Twitter feed is doing it, and the other half is like, yo, fuck Wordle. All my homies hate Wordle. I have no idea what the fuck this is.
What it sounds
Mike
like.
Mike Mahaffey, look this shit up and fucking tell us, please.
Man in the chair, which we'll get to later in this show. Another man in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Final round.
Yeah.
Please let us know, because I fucking don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel stupid every time I don't know something like that, because it's the reason we started this show, is I didn't understand what a sweat was, or whatever, and I need to know. And now you added another word, Wordle. If it's a game, great.
Wordle.
Game, fine.
I thought that was the evolution of Squirtle from Pokemon, but apparently it's not.
Yeah,
it's Wordle.
I know what a Wartortle is. I know what a Blastoise is, but I don't know, what Wordle is. But
I don't know what a Wordle is.
That's all I'm saying. So let's go
back.
Let's
talk about some video games.
Yeah, let's go into 2022. We're looking at big things. Elden Ring. Again, this is one of those games that you are the only person who's ever really shined me onto it. I'm not going to read the overview. It's massive. But long story short, this seems to be the game of the year. Everybody's waiting to really get their bite on. It's published by Bandai Namco, so it's got to be something that's not trash. And with as much hype around it and as cool as this like art looks, it's got to be massive. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, From Software makes some really fucking cool games. I mean, like, and Sam Burson, friend of the show, Sam Burson, included me in that. From Software made Armored Core, which Armored Core back in the day on PlayStation 1 was out of control. But I mean, From Software, as typically over the last 10, 12 years, have put out banger after banger. And it's for a very niche market.
Right.
You know, it's like hyper, you know, difficult, not super fast paced style games, because they did Demon Souls, which I played Demon Souls when it came out on PS3, which was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did the Dark Souls series 1, 2, and 3. Then they did Sekiro Shadows Die, or they did Bloodborne on PS4, which was like kind of, it's like the next marquee game for PlayStation 4 that people just want a sequel to. And then they did Sekiro, which was the only other From Software game that I played. And now we have Elden Ring that was like announced a couple of years ago. Everybody's been freaking out about it, but I can't like get away from this fucking game at this point. It is everywhere. Like, this game is fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
and it looks dope. And let me tell you.
No, I was just saying, it was big even coming into the Game Awards recently. It's like it's not even out yet. People are talking about it.
Yeah. And like, I'm gonna do the same thing that I do with every fucking From Software game, because I bought the Demon Souls remake on PlayStation 5 when it came out. I'll play 5 minutes of it. I'll be like, this is like Devil May Cry, but slower and more boring. I'll die a bunch of times. I'll get pissed off at the game, and then I'll never play it again.
I know this,
and then I've wasted $70.
And then
I literally do that with every From
3.5 years later, you're gonna pick it back up. Like, this is the weekend. I'm gonna beat it, and you do it again. Wordle is a word puzzle game. Sorry to get you off.
Here we go.
Wordle is a word puzzle game that gives the player 6 tries to guess a 5-letter mystery word. This is like...
It's like Hangman.
Yeah, exactly. Or what was this show? The Countdown on IT Crowd.
Is that the one with Chris Hardwick?
No.
Oh, no.
This
I'll
is
think it's something
the
else.
Countdown. And it's the show where Moss gets like a 14-letter word.
Yeah.
And then Tinettenba is already a word. But no, next game up is actually another PlayStation exclusive. You mentioned that From Software did one for PlayStation back in the day, PlayStation 1. PlayStation 4 and 5, he's getting God of War Ragnarok. And again, I don't think I've played God of War as a series as a whole since the first game. So like, the fact that we've got Powerlifter Thor here is the only real shining reason that I want to play this.
So, okay. Let's talk about God of War a little bit, because I just beat the PlayStation 4 one 2 days ago.
What?
Like, I literally just beat it. So God of War, when God of War came out on PlayStation 2, it was like revolutionary. It was like, it took the world by storm. God of War 2 was exceptional. God of War 3 was incredible on PlayStation 3. And then it was like kind of quiet for a very many years until God of War came out on PlayStation 4, which took this series from Greek mythology to Norse mythology in a completely different you know, setting and area. I picked up God of War for PlayStation 4 when it came out and did the From Software thing where I was just like, this is cool, but like, I'm done. And then like, I've been on a real big Norse mythology kick because I read Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology, and
nice.
I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I was like, I'm gonna give God of War another shot. I couldn't fucking put it down. I beat it in like a weekend and a half, like a weekend.
Do you think it was because you were so like in tune with all that mythology?
I think so.
You're like, I know.
And it's fucking incredible. The game is so goddamn good, and I cannot wait for Ragnarok. We got like bodybuilder, big boy Thor. You fuck up his sons in God of War.
Oh, really?
Magni and Modi, like you fuck them up real bad.
Nice. So he has a reason to look this way.
Yeah,
he looks pissed.
Oh yeah, he is mad as fuck. Like, you can't like. By the end of God of War, and the game's been out for fucking years, so I don't give a shit about spoiling it.
I'm not even turning that flag on.
By the end of God of War, you kill Baldur, and like your girl Freya, who's been like your stick girl the whole time, is like, I will rain down fucking hellfire on you for killing my son. And like, you kill him because like he's gonna kill her, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. You've taken everything from me. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna like It's insane. And like you go into God of War Ragnarok and you're like, Freya's after you, Thor's after you, Odin's after you, Zeus is kind of after you from Helheim. You got no friends, and you're trying to go after Tyr, the Norse God of War. So this looks fucking sweet. I can't wait.
Dude, that's wild. I'm not gonna lie to you. If somebody kills my
insane.
kid, I'm definitely gonna kill them, even if it's my best friend. Saving me from my own kid.
Right.
No, let my kid kill me.
Mike Mahaffey absolutely is right. I'm gonna give Mike Mahaffey props. 100% of the time, Mike has told me to finish God of War for fucking years.
Yeah, he said many.
He was like, "This game is awesome," and I never did it. And as soon as I finished it, I called him and I was like, "Dude, I cannot believe how fucking good this game is, and I can't believe I waited this many years to play it."
Now, Starfield is something that's a little bit more up my alley. It's something because it's brand new.
Yeah.
Starfield is set in an area that extends outward from the solar system for approximately 50 light years called the Settled Systems. Around the year 2310, the two largest factions in the game, the United Colonies and Freestar Collective, engage in the bloody colony war. The game takes place 20 years after the events of the colony war, in which the major factions enjoy an uneasy peace. The player will assume the role of a customizable character who is a member of Constellation, an organization of space explorers. The game can be played in either first or third person perspectives. That's why I want to play this game. The fact that you can go from first person to third person is pretty dope. Most games, at least on console, you have to pick one or the other. Shit, even PC, there's POS for a reason, or first person shooter for a reason, FPS. There's a reason that, Fortnite's over the shoulder third person. I like the fact that you can change. I think the only time I've seen that otherwise is like racing games, and you're like at the front of the car, or like
you can do the front of the car, the back of the car, on the bumper of the car. I'll tell you what though. If Starfield's Bethesda, the people who did Elder Scrolls, the people who did Fallout. If Starfield turns out to be like No Man's Sky level travel, but Elder Fallout style gameplay, it'll be game of the year. Absolutely. And I hope it is that way.
That'd be dope. That would be pretty fucking dope, actually.
The Destiny to be when it came out. But I hope it's that. I mean, it's been in development for years. So my hope is that they're going big and bold and ambitious with it, but we'll see.
Next one up, Zelda Breath of the Wild Part 2. Breath of the Wild, I've seen, as many little like trick reviews, like, oh, here's how you do this move, and here's how you can like just basically jump across an entire maze in a second because you can prime something to jump off and launch in a direction, whatever. I'm excited to see what happens with Breath of the Wild Part 2.
My guess is that Breath of the Wild is going to be like what God of War was for me. Because like I've tried Breath of the Wild a few times, and it just never fucking clicked.
I like that there's like a stackable version of what you're talking about. It's like, well, it's just like from Software. Well, God of War can be like From Software. Well, Starfield might be like this, and then Zelda's going to potentially be like God of War.
I've tried like Breath of the Wild like 4 times, and I just can't get into it. It just hasn't clicked. But my buddy Jake at work was like, dude, like play Breath of the Wild. Mikey Glenn also was like, play Breath of the Wild. Mike Mahaffey's like, play Breath of the Wild. And I was like, all right. So I'm gonna give Breath of the Wild a shot after I beat Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my next game is to beat Breath of the Wild.
I love it. Next up,
people are stoked for 2.
Oh shit.
Oh, we're talking. Oh yeah, this fucking game. Let's talk about this game.
Watching you. I'm so pumped about Gotham Knights for obvious reasons, as we are Batman mythology fans, all of them. Like, I love the way these characters are treated already. Plus, I get to see the young Robin here, Tim Drake. He looks awesome. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more street style than he would be in the comics or whatever. But I love that shit. I'm excited to see how they take the gameplay. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar to like Arkham Asylum, but at the same time, it's supposed to be. Let me read the quick little overview. It's set in the city of Gotham, obviously, but the big thing is the Court of Owls, right? So, Court of Owls was such a great piece in the comic book when it was during Fight for the Cowl, right? You learn that Dick Grayson's like great grandfather was an owl, and all this kind of stuff, like. I'm so excited to see how they incorporate that into the game. Obviously, it won't be for parody with the actual comic book itself. But let's be honest, it's just gonna be dope.
Have you? Okay, when did you find out about this game? I'd like to know.
Um,
Was your first seeing this game at the DC showcase not last year, but the year before that?
no, it
And
was
that was like
last
your
year.
first.
No, it was last year.
Okay, so this fucking game was announced years ago.
Really?
Okay, so like Batman Day, like 3 years ago, WB Montreal put out like a fucking like just an image, like a cryptic image that looked like a Court of Owl symbol, and then went dark for 9 fucking months and said nothing, and then put out another image, and then went dark for 6 fucking months. So we didn't know what this game was at all.
So
Like,
how does it
and
not
people
feel
are
like
like,
an intern like oopsie poopty the first one,
dude,
and then
it
somebody
was
like, we got to spin it.
infuriating. Like I had WB Montreal like on Twitter. Like I had fucking notifications. So I don't turn on notifications for fucking anybody on Twitter. And I was like, I have to know what this game is because we haven't gotten a Batman game since Arkham Knight. And I was like, fuck, dude, what is WB Montreal putting out? And then they finally announced it's Gotham Knights. And we're like, cool, what's Gotham Knights? Because they announced it. And then we had to wait till DC Fandom 2 years ago. And then we finally saw it. And we're like, oh, this is incredible. You literally play as Barbara Gordon, Tim Drake, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, and Batman's dead. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking sick. I'm in already.
But like the funny thing to me is that you spent 9 months getting notifications from them about anything other than
it was job postings. It was job postings for 9 fucking months, Ernie. Every time WB Montreal would pop up on my goddamn thing, and it was in French because they're out of fucking Montreal. And
it makes you wonder if every one of those roles that they're posting about was just because they can't replace the guy that they were. That
I was so fucking mad. I was heated, bro. I was so pissed. It for months, dude. Fucking didn't hear shit for a year. Oh my god.
Well, I'm definitely excited about this one. This one's coming to PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox Series X and S and 1. So I'll actually get to play it even if I don't get a fucking new Xbox. The last game for 2022 we're going to talk about is from Portkey Games, Hogwarts Legacy. I'm stoked about this for many reasons. Obviously, I'm a Harry Potter fan. As you can see behind me, where's my finger? There it is. There's a lamp, and along this lamp is all of the Harry Potters in a row, just in a nice little row. Do what you want. You can be upset at JK for not being JK about trans people, right? You can be upset at that author. This is a moment where I think you can separate the author from the art, because this is not just about the book she wrote. Now it's a whole universe that's been created. Portkey Games and all these people that are working there are working on this project. And recently, I think as recently as today, I saw a tweet that you'll be able to actually create a trans person in the game. So
I had this conversation with Mike Mahaffey a few weeks ago about art from the artist, because shit came out at Bungie, and I'm like, dude, if we as a collective unit don't play or watch anything that has someone problematic in it, all we would be doing is playing with our dicks all day. It's super frustrating. It's so
No,
I get it.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Like J.K. Rowling said, fucked up. And I read what J.K. Rowling said, and yeah, it's problematic. But she didn't come out right and be like, "Yo, fuck trans people." She came out and said something stupid, and I get that. And I'm not gonna give J.K. Rowling money. Believe me, I'm like the biggest trans rights LGBTQIA person on the fucking planet.
Right there with
you. But that world, that whole world, and it's the same thing with the Marvel world and the fucking DC world and Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and all that shit. I mean, that world, it means so much to many people. I watched the fucking anniversary on New Year's Day.
Oh, I can't
with
wait to
Ashley.
watch it. I still have to watch it.
We're all fucking. Those kids grew up with us. We're the same age as all of those.
I'm gonna let you know that when I watch it, I'm gonna be emotionally damaged. Damaged. I'm gonna be tore up. And my greatest flip the coin on people is like, oh, well, I don't like it because this author said something inflammatory. Okay, fine. Well, you know what? Let's flip it the other direction. Say you're a scholar and you love William Shakespeare, and and your favorite work from William Shakespeare is Hamlet. Just love Hamlet, and then you figure out maybe years later, after you finally have a student or a coworker that's like, yo, by the way, you know that Horatio was gay, right? Like, he wasn't just Hamlet's best friend; he was a gay character. Like, he was in love with Hamlet. Not just like, I love you,
Right.
bro. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean you now hate William Shakespeare? If you do, fuck you then. Or you just appreciate the work for what it was.
Walt Disney was a fucking anti-Semite, dude.
Sympathizing.
Hated Jewish people.
Piece of
But
shit.
nobody's canceled. Nobody's not going to Walt Disney World.
Well, you know
like,
what?
I get it.
Yeah, and we're not canceling him because he's still frozen. But the minute he's unfrozen, yes.
But let me tell you what, like, there are times when that is necessary, when you can't separate the art from the artist. R. Kelly. Am I listening to R. Kelly these days? Absolutely not.
No.
Am I playing anything from Activision because of what's going on there?
Nope.
Absolutely not. You know,
Have I
like,
canceled
there are times
everything
like
from
that.
Blizzard? You fucking yes, I have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't have Battle.net installed on anything anymore. I deleted it. I have nothing.
You
Because
know
I'm
what?
not going to give that guy money because he's still there.
Insane.
All right, I'm getting back to this game because the game looks fucking cool. I saw the trailer for this game. This game looks fucking sweet.
Now that we've aired out our grievances, let me read the synopsis. Hogwarts Legacy will be set in the late 1800s. That's pretty dope, actually. Following a student at Hogwarts, a player will be allowed to choose their Hogwarts house and attend classes at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and explore an open world consisting of locations including the Forbidden Forest, Hogsmeade Village. That's pretty dope. In the game, the player character will learn to cast various magical spells, brew potions, tame magical beasts, and master other combat abilities. A morality system will play a role in the game, which makes me think of Fable, which I'm so excited about.
Yep. It looks like Fable by Harry Potter, and I'm fucking here for it, dude. It looks so fucking good.
Players will also be able to customize their character's voice, body type, and whether they are a witch or a wizard. That shit's gonna be dope.
Hell yeah, dude.
If I can make my guy sound like, I'm gonna name two people who might have already been canceled but uncanceled. John Mulaney, because he's such a weird, like, nasally voiced guy, or like Aziz Ansari, because he's also nasally voiced, but have him be just huge and jacked. That would be the funniest thing for me ever. Like Hagrid style giant person, like a real high pitched voice. But
that's how I feel about Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria. He's like this big brown guy.
Yes.
He's a high pitched voice. Yeah. It's fucking sweet.
It's funny. I literally just played Coheed like 2 days ago. It's been a while.
I fucking love Coheed.
I love it. Yeah. Coming soon.
2022 has some really great games, though. Like, 2022 has some really cool shit coming out.
Hell
like,
yeah.
there's a lot to be excited for, especially in the first half of 2022. So, I mean,
on top of that, we've got a bunch of new movies and TV shows coming out. First one on our TV show list is Peacemaker. John Cena. I know we love to hate and rag on him, but you know what? I can't wait. Peacemaker is such a ridiculous character, but
I heard this fucking show is incredible too. I heard this show is incredible. I was like, I'm not watching the show because I don't fucking care about John Cena or that character, but like, I heard the show was awesome and I will absolutely watch it. So
it's gonna be so stupid.
I'm eating my words.
I mean,
it looks so funny.
I can't wait to just feel like overwhelmed with just corniness. Just we've talked about this before. All the different characters and actors in it, they're gonna be huge. The other big one that's recently we've talked about, the Batman coming out only in theaters same day on HBO Max. This looks pretty good.
It's coming out in April on HBO Max, by the way. Like,
yeah, it's like 45 days
right
later.
After.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what's kind of neat for me is they're getting back into like the little like breadcrumbs that movies used to do. I think the last time I had a really good breadcrumb with a movie on a website or something like that was like the book The Bourne Identity, where they had an entire site where you had to use like Unix commands to even try to like unearth some of the plot from the movie, that kind of stuff. So the end of this latest trailer, The Bat and the Cat, there was a little bit of some little cryptic little writing from the Riddler, and people figured out that it went to what was it, Rata al Dama, the bat with wings, or the rat with wings.com in Spanish.
Yeah.
But anyway, you go there. There's a series of riddles with promises more stuff to come. I'm excited about it already. That just shows at least the marketing's paying attention. The next one,
it looks good. It looks so good. Batman looks so good. I can't wait.
Obviously, the next one, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We're going to get to the latest thing we've all seen. At least me and you have. I'm happy. I'm going to throw those spoiler banners up when we get there.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Now, have you seen it? We are spoiling the shit out of this movie today.
Hey, it's been like weeks, so
I don't give a fuck. We are spoiling this movie tonight.
Omicron did not touch me in a theater. I was so happy about it. I legit paid for a ticket. There was 250 capacity, and there was 15 people, and I had a whole row to myself, and it was awesome. But Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the trailer dropped at the end of this particular movie. So it's now on YouTube. You can see all the different things. My favorite bit so far is that it already shows that it's true. Everything that happened in the What If series on Disney Plus is true.
Yeah. Big deal.
I knew it.
Yeah, dude. Seeing evil Doctor Strange. They're calling the thing something else, but it's definitely Shumagorath. I'm not fucking around with that. But like I was like, dude, this is fucking. I cannot.
When he was like,
they're saying that
hand, yeah, no shit.
Bro, I was like, yeah, dude, hell yeah,
so good.
It looks so good.
Even and my favorite bit is the fact that people are like so meticulous now with these trailers. They're like freeze framing, just like the facial trim of Doctor Strange. Like, look, the beard is different. His hair is more
the beard and the hair is different here. Yeah.
That's 3 different versions of Doctor Strange. Like, oh, that's the evil one. And that's what he's like talking about to Wanda. He's like, I'm not here about what was the name of the town? Damn it. Not Somerville. Westview, thank you.
Westview.
Not Pleasantville either, but we'll get to Tobey Maguire later. You saw what I did there.
I love Pleasantville, dude.
Pleasantville, great movie. Next up, Thor, Love and Thunder. I know this is just a montage picture from like a bunch of different things, but I love this. This is a great little wallpaper, and somebody put it together. And thank you very much for it. I mean, I can't wait to see.
Did you see the promotional poster?
No.
For it?
No.
Yeah. There's a promotional poster for it. Yeah, pull it up.
Is it like legit?
Like just so that you could see it. No, it's legit. It's the actual promotional poster for the movie.
All right. It's just the logo? Oh, shit.
Yeah. You see Thor, Lady Thor, which I'm like in on.
Jane Foster. Yeah. She's looking jacked, bro.
Jane Foster.
She's looking jacked.
Yo, she looks fucking jacked, dude.
I feel like Natalie Portman would get yoked. Like she would just.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm really happy that she's coming back too. Because I know that she did not want to come back. But Thor looks great. Shit. Dude.
Sorry, I just had a creeper in the background because I was too busy looking at pictures of Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman as beefcakes.
It looks so good.
My wife. But no, I'm super excited about this movie coming out. Christian Bale. I feel like there's a point where like we're just gonna start running out of names that you're like, that's not believable. Like the whisper I've heard about Doctor Strange is like, oh, there's gonna be a alternate universe of Tony Stark played by Tom Cruise, and I'm like,
yeah, Eric Bana's coming back from the Hulk. Chris Evans is coming back as Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four. Like that movie is going to be so fucking insane if any of that is true. If fucking Michael Fassbender walks out of a portal and talks to Wanda Maximoff, I'm gonna die in the theater of a heart attack. Listen, it's gonna be so good.
Listen, I'm totally down with all of it. I want it all. Give it to me. My biggest casting rumor that I've been excited about has nothing to do with this movie, but it's all about Fantastic Four. And if it's true that Glenn Howerton is going to be Reed Richards,
yeah. Oh my God, that would be so good.
If Dennis fucking Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is going to be fucking Reed Richards, like I will never be able to look at him the same. Granted, I know. I'll always just think he's like trying to kill and murder everybody in the room. Like, because that's what like smart Dennis is. It's always like,
Mm-hmm.
because of the implication, right? He's always trying to do something sinister
Because
and
the
gross
implication. Let
versus
me tell you what,
raging
though.
out. Yeah.
The character that Christian Bale is playing, Gore the God Butcher, the villain in Thor: Love and Thunder, is so Gore the God Butcher had a weapon called All Black the Necro Sword, which is the
It's
first
like a huge
symbiote.
scythe, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
I mean,
a
it's
black. It's
massive.
essentially a venom. Yeah, and that comes from Null, who's the symbiote god
Mm-hmm.
who created all the symbiotes and cut the head off of Celestial, which became Nowhere. If they're like building towards bringing Null into this universe because of what happened, like Eternals talked a little bit about like that, and like, you know, you have the whole thing at the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, as well as the whole thing at fucking end of Spider-Man. But I am super stoked for Christian Bale to be a villain in this movie, and I'm stoked that he's coming back as Gore the God Butcher.
This is going to be. This will probably, like, granted, you can go back and forth, like depending on how Doctor Strange goes. Like the only thing that would surprise me with Doctor Strange is if they do actually play up a little bit of like some funny comic bookness where, suddenly Doctor Strange is in a universe of it's actually a DC universe, and Brandon Routh walks past him and then just keeps going as Clark Kent.
It was like the whole What If where Mustafar showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
And What If, yeah.
And then all of a sudden Darth Vader's just there. He's like, nope, bye-bye, and just goes. That would be insane. Then you got Thor, Love and Thunder. That's just going to open up so much more with Secret Wars. And then finally, actually not even finally. And then the next movie.
We got like 4 more things to talk about.
Coming soon. From Marvel.
There's so much coming soon. It's all Marvel, dude.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. There's so much already around this film, whether it's people leaving.
This movie's a fucking mess, dude. I hope something comes from this. Ryan Coogler deserves so much more. Chadwick Boseman deserves so much more. Black Panther is probably one of the best Marvel movies that's ever come out. Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger was incredible. And there's so much drama behind this movie already, whether it's Letitia Wright, whether it's the fact that they might have cast Tenoch Huerta as Namor and he's problematic. Like, I don't know, dude. I hope that this movie, I hope that it's able to recover and it comes out and it's incredible because they're coming off of a big win from Black Panther and a big win from Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame.
I mean,
and even Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
If I'm being selfish, truthfully, if I'm being selfish, if it even feels halfway wiggly as like a showrunner, or not a showrunner, like a studio producer, as Ryan Coogler, if it feels halfway wiggly with people not just getting in line and being happy and excited, delay it. Yeah, delay it for 2 years.
Delay it and recast T'Challa. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know that like the whole thing with like they don't want to do it because of Chadwick Boseman, but like that character deserves a lot more.
I agree,
and I don't think anybody's going to be upset, and everybody's calling for that. So
I agree.
I don't think it's coming out in 2022. To be honest, I think it will get delayed to 2023.
It's already November 11th, 2022. So Veterans Day. Yeah, you're not going to. No, we'll see this in 2023, maybe 2024.
Yeah.
But you know what we're going to see this year? Yes, October 7th, 2022. We're going to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. What a great trailer. I think we talked about this the last episode, actually.
We did, right before our break.
It's going to be great. Need we see more? If you can't really jack up the first one with this one.
I know.
It's Part 1. Then you get Part 2. Like,
I know.
It's all the same people are back. Even the same song.
Sunflower.
That's right. And then, of course, look at this guy. Look at this beefcake right here. We get a little bit of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. He's going to be coming out on
another
December
movie
16th,
that's plagued by
2022. Bullshit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they just replace Amber Heard with, like, I don't know, anybody fucking else?
Emilia Clarke.
Isla Fisher.
Yeah, any redhead.
Yeah. What's Jessica Chastain doing?
Right. Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah. That would be awesome. I bet Nicole Kidman can play both roles. Mira and Atlanta.
She's great.
But yeah.
Atalanta.
Atalanta. I hope it goes well. The next one,
I hope so too.
Morbius. Morbius, I think, is going to be probably the funnest one.
I could give a fuck about this movie now.
I can give a shit about Jared Leto. I'm stoked about Michael Keaton, and I love the fact that there's a poster of potentially one of our SpiderMan being a murderer.
Where does this movie take place? When does this movie take place? In what universe does this movie take place? Because they mentioned Venom. It's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and fucking Venom is and fucking and Michael Keaton's in it as Adrian Toomes. Like, when does this movie take place?
I feel like a lot of that is definitely like studio being like, we're gonna fuck with some people. Michael Keaton won't be in it. It'll be a different Spider-Man murderer poster. Right. Like, you know, it just
or Michael Keaton's not playing Toomes. He's playing somebody different.
Yeah. just totally fuck with us. But yeah, that would be great. And then finally, my personal favorite, just because of somebody we've already mentioned. Yes, I just threw the Flash ass up here because it's hilarious. Look at this picture. He's glowing. You think nobody's gonna notice you, dude? You look like you're straight up walked out of Tron Legacy. What are you doing?
I'm really excited for Flash. I'm really nervous for Flash because there's a lot of talk about how it's going to completely erase the current DCEU. Henry Cavill's gone, Ben Affleck's gone. I mean, is Gal Gadot gone? Even though they're doing Wonder Woman 3,
Yeah, I mean, you've got Supergirl replacing Superman in JLA. You've got people are even going so far as to look at the Flash cast list on Google, and Grant Gust is in it. Grant Gust.
Gustin, yeah.
And then you've
Hometown hero, homie. Granby High, represent.
757. But you've got you've got that out. You've got Michael Keaton choosing Batgirl to be the next Batman. Herbie JLA, that kind of stuff. So granted, I'm okay with whatever they do to shuffle it up. Hell, fucking announce Blue Beetle in the middle of it. I don't give a shit. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch it. Period. I'm gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hope
Michael Keaton's in it, dude.
Yeah.
As Batman.
Our Batman.
As our Batman.
The shortest Batman ever. At 5'9".
He's also in fucking Batgirl now. He's been attached to Batgirl
as Batman.
If we lose Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, but we get Michael Keaton as the Batman now, I might be okay with it.
Yeah,
and I will definitely be okay with it. I mean, I love Henry Cavill, but I will take Michael Keaton over Henry Cavill any day of the week.
See, there you go. So I just read Haffy's comment about the rumor that Andrew Garfield is the Spider-Man in that universe. I'd be down with that.
Andrew Garfield really wants to play Spider-Man more.
If it's post what our final round's going to be about, that's even better.
Yeah.
I would love to see the fact that the murderer is from whatever we talked about in a little bit here, and that post that is now him trying to redeem himself in some way. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. So as we usually do, lightning round, very quick round here. Beep boop boop beep boop. Guess what? It's only one topic. It's only one thing that matters because Bill Murray is being rumored to be in the new Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah.
As like a random side character. If it's the same character I'm thinking of, he's basically a small character in a microverse who basically kills somebody trying to save the Hulk's girlfriend in the comic. It's such a randomly under drugs kind of character that was created.
It's really just to get Bill Murray into the Marvel universe, which I'm okay with.
Bill Murray. It's very Bill Murray. And speaking of which, I definitely caught Ghostbusters Afterlife during the break.
I just bought it. So I just bought it today.
I am emotionally compromised still today about it.
Okay, I'm going to watch it this weekend with the family. I will text you as soon as I watched it. Yeah.
Even if you're I can't remember last time I watched the first Ghostbusters, watch it again. There's so
3 weeks ago. I watched the first Ghostbusters 3 weeks ago.
Bro. I was sitting there I was getting verklempt from music. Just little shit. Little shit.
I'm in. I'm completely in.
Just remember that he collects molds, fungus, and spores. That's all I'm saying. Next up, we got, so that was it, lightning round. Bill Murray in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I feel like, I swear to Christ, if Bill Murray has cancer and we just don't know it, get this man in everything we love as soon as fucking possible.
Right. Absolutely.
Use whatever technology we did to freeze that anti-Semite fucking Nazi sympathizing piece of shit, Walt Disney, and just double it down on Bill Murray.
Give it to Bill Murray.
Yeah, seriously. But moving on to new releases, and nobody I'm aware of is a Nazi sympathizer. The Matrix Resurrections. Please tell me you watched this dumpster fire of a movie. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't want to start with my negative opinion. Let me know. Tell me if you
No, that's okay. I didn't love The Matrix Resurrections, but I didn't hate The Matrix Resurrections. It was absolutely a Lana Wachowski fuck you to pretty much everybody. Like, I mean, they are shitting on Warner Brothers in the beginning of the movie. The Game Awards makes an appearance.
Oh yeah.
There are a few things that I really love about the movie. Jonathan Groff as like the reincarnation of Agent Smith. Mm-hmm. I really like him. I like him as an actor. And when he yells Mr. Anderson and it flips between him and Hugo Weaving, I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking cool. Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Morpheus, it did not hit for me. I guess it's just because I'm so attached to Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
it's
his fucking Morpheus. Voice, man. It's his voice.
Yeah, right, and who is a great actor, and I loved him in Aquaman as Black Manta. He just didn't hit for me. Carrie-Anne Moss looks incredible. Keanu Reeves looked a little haggard in this movie. Is aging a little bit at this point, but I think it's just because he's next to Carrie-Anne Moss, and Carrie-Anne Moss looks literally as beautiful as ever.
She still looks as great as she did in the original series, plus obviously Daredevil, which will come up later.
Yeah. But what a fucking shit show of a movie.
To me, it was. You're right. It was Lana's. It was like a love letter to the Matrix, which means it's also a giant big middle finger to everybody that tried to change it, or like put some spin on it, like video games and things like that. Like, I wonder how much control she had, her and her brother had over any kind of that part of the story. So, good for her.
I fully thought that we were getting punked through half of that movie, and that there was no Matrix, and that Keanu Reeves was just like Neo had just gone crazy. Like, I fully thought that for half the movie. I was like, am I getting punked? Like, is this not really a Matrix movie? And it's just like a whole play on the fact that he's mentally unstable. Then like they whole go into it, and I'm like, okay, all right.
The first time somebody used the word modal incorrectly, I was out.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what that is. That's not a thing. What you're saying. That's not. Nope. Mm-mm. And I could the minute that came out, I think it was one of the hackers, right? Oh, it's in a modal. Yeah. It's a separate modal. Nope. It broke me from the illusion. I was gone. Thanks, but no thanks. Next up, The Witcher Season 2.
I haven't watched it.
I have, and I will not binge anything crazy. All I'm going to say is there was...
Is it good?
Dude, Michelle and I crushed it in like a day. We
couldn't
I can't stop watching it. Like, everything
Can
about
I bring
it
something
was
up
fun.
Before you say what you're going to say?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to bring something up. Because you said before this came out that they probably couldn't toss a coin to your Witcher, and I heard there's a fucking banger in this season.
Yeah, there is. It's funny.
My man I heard there was a banger.
I was just dancing, and I looked at her, I was like, it's pretty good. She's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I sitting there trying to feed Margot. No, the only thing I think that was what people might bitch about is a little bit of like Siri training and like how much more there was in the game versus what might have been shown.
It's a fucking TV show.
It's a TV show, right? So, but however, still great shit. A lot of good storyline. A lot of mythos is revealed. A lot of you finally realize what a Witcher really is, right? Whereas the first season doesn't quite sprinkle it out for you. This really spells out where they come from, why they exist, who they are.
Yeah.
So it's good. Definitely give it a go. The next one, The Silent Sea.
I watched the trailer for this right before we started because I had no idea what the fuck this was.
So many famous fucking
cool
people
shit.
in this, dude. It was. I don't even want to say campy because the production was amazing, but then parts of it were fucking campy. But I'm here for it. Okay, I love Buffy. I loved Angel. I love camp. Give me it all day. It's why Cabin in the Woods is such a great horror movie, over and over and over again. Not because it takes place in the woods, which is where you would camp, but it's just got that campy vibe, but in space. And it's so many really good actors, and such a weird kind of problem they're trying to solve. It looks like Mahaffey has 2 episodes left. I'm assuming of Witcher, not the
Witcher.
Sea.
Yeah.
But no, this was definitely good. If you like Squid Game, Train to Busan, really anything that's come out of these studios in the past couple of years, give it a shot. It's again, we binge this in a day. Like we're like, oh, that was good, cliffhanger. Oh, that was great, cliffhanger. And you just start to wonder all those little pieces. It was definitely good.
Hell yeah!
One more on. I've only seen the first episode.
We're blowing through these, and I like it.
we're
Me too.
Pace.
I've only seen the first episode of Book of Boba Fett.
We're on good.
I've only seen the first. Yeah.
Somebody said to me, shout out to my brother-in-law who said, yeah, I loved the first episode, except our boy Boba Fett got a little chunky in that Starlight pit. And I was like, you don't know what was down there. It could have been a high-calorie diet for a boy trying to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? He could have been just eating Starlight on his way up through the sand. Because you went from being
It's been like 35
skinny.
years since Return of the Jedi.
I know. He's that guy though. He's a purist. He's like, I feel like he might have watched the sequels once just to be able to bitch about it lovingly, and then the prequels, of course. I don't know his opinion on those, but like I have a version of the first film, like the original silver screen with all the defects and like 4K that somebody like scanned frame for frame. It's like 11 gigabytes, and I was telling him about it, and I had it up, and he was like, oh well, I mean, I don't know if it's the original, man, there's no way it could be. There's just one defect in the original movie, and I scanned to it and it had it, and he was like, oh shit, like he's that hardcore of a person about Star Wars. And when he was
can't deal with people like that.
When he was like our boy got a little chunky, I was like, man, really? He burned his way out of a huge snake thing with more teeth than I have. Like,
I would say shout out to our boy Patton Oswalt for straight up predicting the whole thing.
The camera will fades down across the 2 suns of Tatooine, and then off to the side of the Sarlacc pit, the gloved gauntlet of Boba Fett. Dude, when they put it side by side, and it was even like on par with the pacing of the shot, you know they did that on purpose. They were like,
it was so amazing.
John Favreau. Good job.
This show, I will say, the first episode was good. It felt really slow. My brother watched it, and he was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It was like, go, go, go the whole time. And I was like, it kind of felt slow for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, I heard the second episode is a fucking banger. Like, I heard it pops off, and I'm really excited about that. But, like, the first episode was like, this is cool. I'm really excited. Like, I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for, like, Kenobi and Ahsoka. Like, because the way that Ahsoka is left off in Rebels, I was like, and the way that Kenobi, like, we don't know what happened between fucking Return of the Jedi, or before A New Hope and after Clone Wars, or Revenge of the Sith. Not Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
That to me is actually kind of my biggest excitement as far as the Star Wars universe goes, just because I know, well, we don't know, but we're assuming that he might have an illegitimate child with a particular Mandalorian queen, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right. Sabine Wren, right?
Yeah, so.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be dope. It'd be dope.
I bet Obi-Wan got it in. Obi-Wan definitely fucks.
I think they even, like, some nerd somewhere was like, look at the color of Sabine's hair, and then look at the color of his hair, and if you put them together, the Pantones are identically mixed together to be her son. And I'm like, that tracks for me. That tracks for me. It's good enough math. I don't need to hear anything else. Like, yes, it makes total sense. You know Obi-Wan. It's the same reason at the end of the final season of Clone Wars, spoiler alert, where, Anakin comes out of that one room after talking to Padme, and there's Obi-Wan. He's like, did you tell Padme I said hello? And it's like, he knew the whole time, bitch. He knew the whole time you were getting it in. He ain't dumb.
Obi-Wan is no fucking chump, dude. Obi-Wan fucks and he knows everything. Like,
yes. I think Obi-Wan's probably the perfect gray Jedi if we really gave him the chance. And then you get, Luke. When Luke returned at the end of Mandalorian and just crushed that robot, I was like, that's some dark side shit. Crushing his dark side, choking his dark side.
Yeah.
Oh baby, I love
and it. Rosario Dawson is like talking up fucking Ahsoka, called out Sky Guy, called herself Snips. I was like, fuck, I'm in. Like, I just want Hayden Christensen's coming back for fucking Kenobi. Like, let's go. He hasn't done shit since Jumper. But
but he doesn't have to, man. It's like, if he's gonna do it, he's
on that Star Wars money.
But
absolutely
he's loving every minute of it. Like, I saw him back at whatever it was, and you can just be like, yeah, he had time off.
He loves being back.
He's fucking thrilled.
It's Next just up, like Andrew Garfield and Spider-Man, dude. He loves being Spider-Man.
Exactly right. Next up, season finale, end of that series of Hawkeye, which leads into our
This was dope.
Final round. Dude, this was definitely the best. Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought this was the best Marvel show that had come out.
Trick arrows and all. I loved every minute of this series. Like, even her getting him to wear that fucking purple outfit. Like,
hey man, that's comic accurate, dude.
All the LARPers like trying to be, heroes or whatever. Like, that was
How about Florence Pugh holding the Marvel universe in the palm of her hand right now?
Bro. Yes.
Her whole shit between her and Haley Steinfeld, like in the apartment, and then like at the end where she's in that incredible green jacket with the single braid,
dude,
and she gets slapped.
What was that? Like, that's all.
It was so good.
Their banter, they're becoming best friends. You know what's happening. Like, even like when she's doing the whole like Kate Bishop. Like, are you saying my full name because you want me to know everything about me? He said, "Do Kate Bishop," and she's like, "Oh, I made macaroni. I was waiting. You took too long. I made macaroni." And she's like, "You want some? It's very good." And she's like, "Yes, I know what boxed macaroni and cheese tastes like. It tastes delicious." And then finally with the hot sauce, yes.
How about D'Onofrio though? Like, D'Onofrio coming back as Kingpin.
Bro.
People were very upset by this. Because they remember the Daredevil Kingpin, and like he's not he's the same fucking guy.
He's the same dude.
Like, if you watch all of Daredevil, that man is fucking like, and he's like, he takes an arrow to the chest, he takes a car, he takes a bomb.
The cufflinks, the Hawaiian shirt is comic book fucking accurate. Plus he's such a big dude. Now everybody should know he's all muscle. I mean, it's not fat.
Yeah.
It's not a fat suit. It's supposed to be just bulk and mass. It's Thor. Powerlifting big dude. You're right. He took a fucking arrow to the chest. Was exploded. Yeah. And was just like, ugh, this sucks. And in the comic, that whole last dialogue with him and Echo, we know what happens.
Yeah. He goes blind and then comes back. Yeah. I mean, Mike said Yelena needs her own project, and I couldn't agree more. I will watch Florence Pugh in anything now. She's incredible.
I literally, Michelle like missed 2 episodes. I'm like, you just got to watch this one scene with them, and you can watch the next episode. She's like, all right, cool. Yeah. And she's like, all right, that's great. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. Finally, our big one. I was emotionally compromised in the theater.
You're talking about Spider-Man?
Nope, for this one. For a home, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Dude, I watched it. I'm going to watch it again and again and again and again. It's such a perfect homage to all those people.
I can't wait to watch it. I bought it.
Just sprinkles really of everything along the way. So enjoy. But once more, tough wraps. Use code joystick for 10% off at checkout. On everything and everything. 10%. Not bad.
Stay tough.
Stay tough.
Bitch.
Yeah, it should be their tagline. Stay tough, bitch. Final round. Spider-Man No Way Home, where are my spoiler banners? So I
If
don't
you
have
haven't
to worry
watched
about
it,
it
just
again.
leave because I'm talking about it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
I'm
whole thing.
spoiling the shit out
I'm
of
talking
it.
about the whole thing.
I don't fucking care.
Whole thing.
I cried front to back,
Dude.
the whole movie.
I told you this in our little chat, and I'll say it again. I was so irked that somebody was sitting within earshot of me when they first sat down, and then I was just like, I guess I'll just deal with it, you know. There's so many empty seats, sons of bitches. But like the minute I heard them start sniffling and crying and like saying, "How could this be sadder the second time?" I'm like, all right, I'm surrounded by true fans. They're here for a second viewing. Let's all cry together.
I saw this movie in a packed theater. Every single seat was packed. I saw it opening day.
Right, you saw
and
it. Was it
Thursday? While I understand Thursday, I saw it Thursday at 3:00.
That's right.
Or 6:00, 3:00, right before the show. Because I came on the show and I was like completely, I couldn't think.
Emotional damage.
And I mean, yeah, there's a pandemic going on. I'm double vaxxed. My wife's double vaxxed, boosted, masks on, everything. Yeah, the theater was fucking packed. Every seat was taken. When they're in the fucking house, they're in the apartment, and you see the fucking cane, the theater erupts.
Dude.
Because everybody know it's Matt Murdock. And then you see Charlie Cox, and you're like, I'm in. I'm screaming. I'm crying. This is incredible. And like, you have that, and then he catches it, and like, Pete's like, how'd you do that? And he's like, I'm a pretty good lawyer. And I was like, this is incredible. So like getting Vincent D'Onofrio back as fucking Kingpin, getting Charlie Cox back as Matt Murdock, you know, opening the door for Luke Cage and for Jessica Jones and for you know, The Hand, Elektra, Stick. I'm not going to say Iron Fist because they're not going to bring back Danny Rand. I know that like nobody liked Danny Rand, especially that actor.
You don't need to even try to bring Danny Rand.
If they do another Iron Fist, they'll do it based on the new Iron Fist, who is, you know, of Asian descent.
Hell yeah!
And it'll tie into Shang-Chi. I cried so, like, this movie's, the theater was just like Endgame for me. Like, people. I have to watch it again because I missed so much dialogue because the theater erupted when fucking Andrew Garfield walked through the portal. Dude. And they cheered, and then as soon as he took the mask off, it was game over. Everybody screaming. And
Dude, I love the fact that, all right, so we'll back it up. So first off, obviously there's so many, this is a multiverse crossover. All these different villains, all these different Spider-Men that we now are telling everybody here, spoiler alert, about. Colleen Wing as Iron Fist. Yes. So many different things crossed over, but somebody pointed out to me that, what's his name? Nelson Fogg?
Alfred Molina.
No, what's Daredevil's Matt Murdock's partner's name? Foggy Nelson. Foggy Nelson in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck was
played by Jon Favreau.
So fantastic. So that was also awesome. So you get that already. Plus, I just watched the fucking end of Hawkeye, so you know we got the same Kingpin, we got the same Daredevil. Let's get that. But we got the villains coming back. The way they came back. Even just a little bit of piecing together how Jamie Foxx's Electro materialized back again. The same, and it wasn't. What sucked was like I found out after the fact that the guy who plays Sandman, they didn't use. It wasn't even really him. Like the footage of him was like from the previous film. They just repurposed, you know. But overall, the story was great. The interaction with him and Doctor Strange was great. And just such little nuances that you don't notice is like while he's casting the spell, and every time there's an extra piece of like conditions that Peter's got to add to it, there's a ring for people to remember who he is. So there's 5 conditions, but there were 6 rings. So that 6th ring is, we all assume, Doctor Strange wanted to remember he's Peter. So you're like, even at the end, he's like, I love you. You're like, dude, so good. Even the treatment of them coming in, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, because everybody's like, "Oh, Tobey was the better Peter Parker," whereas Andrew Garfield was the better Spider-Man. What do they show up as?
Yeah,
Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Yeah, like everything in that movie. Ned being magical is playing into the fact that he's probably going to end up as Hobgoblin, especially with the end of the movie, and they don't remember who he is anymore. You have that. You have Aunt May being essentially the Uncle Ben of the MCU, and getting killed off by fucking Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. I mean,
wild.
And then like, Peter, and then Tom Holland's Peter Parker going into a fucking blind rage, and he's beating the shit out of him, and he's laughing.
Willem Dafoe's crooked
laughing
teeth,
the whole time.
Just,
oh my god, he was so good.
That face,
he was so goddamn good.
Insane smile,
and
I love it.
And like I said, the theater erupted at a few points when Alfred Molina showed up as Doc Ock, and then you see the fucking the bomb, the pumpkin bomb. Yeah, the Stark Tech. Yeah, when the pumpkin bomb showed up, the theater erupted, and you hear the laugh, and you're like, "Fuck, this is incredible."
It takes him out.
And it's when like you see and I kind of like I felt it as soon as like Ned was like Peter Parker, I'm like, it's not gonna be Tom.
Yep.
It's gonna be one of them. And then like you see the Spider-Man, and you can tell from like him in the back, you're like, that's not Tom Holland Spider-Man.
He's way taller.
And then he jumps through, and everybody's fucking freaking out. And you can't. And apparently he starts talking, but you can't hear his voice because everybody's screaming in the theater. And then he takes off the mask, and it's fucking Andrew Garfield, and everybody erupts. And then like he does it again, and Tobey Maguire walks through, and you're like, God damn. Andrew. So, Willem Dafoe was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Tobey Maguire was incredible. Alfred Molina was incredible. Andrew Garfield stole the fucking show.
Of course.
When he saved Mary Jane, and he starts crying, and he's like just geeked out to be there and all that. I mean, the fucking hero shot of them swinging, and like Tom Holland throws them. And then they land in the order of which they appeared. Spider-Man, it's Toby, Andrew, and Tom. And I'm like,
oh, thank God for the mask, because I was weeping. Like, it was catching all the tears. Just I was sitting there like, like acting like I was trying not to cough, but really I'm just like uncontrollably sobbing. Just the top of my mask is gray, but it was black by the end because it was just straight soaked. I'm like,
the way that they've handled these movies as being 3 movies worth of an origin story for Spider-Man is insane. You don't see the spider bite, you don't get Uncle Ben, but it's an origin story. Like by the end of the movie, when everybody forgets that he's Peter Parker and he's in his apartment in New York City in Manhattan, and he has the police scanner phone, and he's in the classic Spider-Man suit, and he's swinging through Rockefeller Plaza.
Shithole. Like it's like that original like, Toby apartment after living with Harry, and that guy's where's the rent?
Yeah,
I
was just like, dude, this is the origin story for Spider-Man, and apparently this is just an appetizer for Multiverse of Madness.
I heard Toby's coming back, which why wouldn't you? And if that's true, then the question is, does Strange remember that Spider-Man? But he doesn't remember.
Or does that Strange
Spider-Man?
The other
Strange.
So Mike said Andrew catching MJ will always get me. I cried like a fucking baby when as soon as MJ started falling, and then the glider hits Tom, and you see Andrew, and I'm getting choked up now. You see Andrew scream no, and he just jumps and he grabs her, and I was like, this is.
Well, like my favorite little like tiny nuance of that scene is when you realize he's thought about it for years, because he doesn't let the web speed try to catch her. He webs down to the building and pulls himself. He's just, I'm going to fall on the ground. He might get a web up and save himself, but he's just like, I'm going to get her first.
It's the one time that so I watched all of the Spider-Man recently. And when Gwen Stacy dies, That is the one time he uses the web to try to catch her. In all of the Sam Raimi movies with Tobey Maguire, Toby actually grabs Mary Jane when she falls. And then in this one, it's that I would love for Andrew to come back. I would love for the whole Multiverse of Madness shakeup. I would love for Emma Stone to come back as Gwen from another universe as Spider Gwen, and that be the Sony Spider-Man universe, like with Tom Hardy's Venom and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy as Spider Gwen, and she's his other half at that point. I think that would be really cool. Um, yeah, I want to go see this movie again. I got like I said, we've been on fucking quarantine because Ashley and I have, come into contact with people with COVID. We had to get tested a few times. Then we got sick. And, thankfully we haven't caught COVID, but like we're just chomping at the bit to fucking watch this movie again.
I want to see it again, but I'm not going to lie to you. Mike Mahaffey does drive a great question. Since there is no Oscorp in the MCU, where did the spider come from?
Where? And who bought the goddamn Avengers Tower?
It's got to be Glenn Howerton. He's the only man with an ego big enough to need a huge building. And I love the fact that the little sprinkle of like Yelena being like, I'm here, see the sides, like the new improved Statue of Liberty, And then, of course, we watch Spider-Man. There it is, holding up the Captain America shield. Yes, thank you. Little Easter eggs. So good. What else was it? And I mentioned it to you and having confirmed a little bit of like the Rogers musical signs throughout Spider-Man. I'm loving the detail. And I really do hope that we get continuations with Echo for Charlie Cox. Obviously, he's Daredevil. And we get back our Foggy Nelson. We get back what's her face from True Blood.
Deborah Ann Wall.
Yes, sir. But no, it's Miles Morales. He's got to be coming.
I mean, they even mentioned a fucking black Spider-Man and goddamn
Mike Mahaffey just said Wilson Fisk bought Avengers Tower. How dope would that be?
That would be sweet too.
He says
I'm here
it's
for
my city. Why wouldn't he?
I love what Marvel's doing, and I've said this before, is that you have essentially three threads in Marvel right now. You have the cosmic level of threat, which is where Shang-Chi and Eternals and Loki, all of that is building towards, where it's going to be Kang the Conqueror, possibly Galactus, Secret Wars, all that stuff. Then you have like the New York level shit, which is, Charlie Cox's Daredevil, Echo, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Kingpin, all of that. And then you have the Young Avengers, which is Kate Bishop, a Patriot. And then even at this point, and there's a fourth thread, you have the goddamn Thunderbolts, because they've already got U.S. Agent, Abomination, and fucking the symbiote is still in the goddamn MCU.
And don't forget the fifth bit. The microverse.
And Yelena.
That's six. But the microverse.
And the microverse with Quantum there's so much shit going on in the MCU right now. I'm like feeding me. Just keep giving me shit.
I'm glad that there is now going to be more generations and a wider audience that will now know the suffering that each comic book reader has known since they started. You'll never have enough money. You'll never have enough time to read or watch it all. You never will. There's going to be 15 different angles and routes, and you can read a comic, and all of a sudden it'll say star as reference in issue number 255 of blah blah blah, and you're like, fuck. Now I got to go try to find this freaking what? Wonder what happened there. And you find it, and now you're down another rabbit hole. You got a whole another box, a long box of comics that you just wanted to read for that one little tidbit, and then you just blew another $100. Welcome to my
dude.
pain.
And the fact that the Russo brothers are now potentially attached to Secret Wars.
The picture you shared today with Dr. Doom,
dude,
so good.
That's like
So good.
I just read Secret Wars, the newest version of Secret Wars, and like that whole scene, Thanos comes, he's all like, "I'm Thanos, bitch," and Doom's like, "I don't give a fuck who you are," and he's like, "Do you have the Infinity Gauntlet?" And he's like, "Nah, but it doesn't matter," and he's like, "Frankly, it doesn't," and then he just grabs, fucking rips his spine out. This is incredible.
When I first saw the little thumbnail, I thought it was going to be Moon Knight, and I was like, "Oh shit!" But even Moon Knight,
Nah, yeah.
I'm like, what kind of weird crossover is this, bro?
I can't fucking wait for it. Yeah, like I think they're built. Like I think we're gonna get Doctor Doom soon, and I have no idea who they would even remotely cast. Like,
oh, we could spend all that.
I heard like Cillian Murphy was being thrown around for it. Like I would fucking love Cillian Murphy as Doctor Doom. He like I watched. I've been trying to get into Peaky Blinders for like fucking years at this point, and I've watched the first couple of episodes, and I'm like, dude, he is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him in Batman. I loved him in Inception. I'm like, dude, Cillian Murphy's incredible. Put him in everything.
Dude, Cillian Murphy, my favorite line, and granted, it's all over the internet, and it's whatever season. Many seasons of that show, Peaky Blinders. But the line is like, well, why are we doing this? And he's like, because we can. Because we fucking can. That's anytime somebody's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Because I can. Because I fucking can. Shit's so good.
Oh, apparently Mike said they've been planning Secret War since Endgame wrapped, and by they, I mean the Russos. All right.
I agree with that. I can see that.
The Russos, pound for pound, have put out the best Marvel movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, granted, yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is incredible, and it's a masterpiece. And the guy who did Spider-Man No Way Home is doing Fantastic Four, which is going to be incredible. But, I mean, where did the Russo brothers started with Winter Soldier, right? They did Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame, and Infinity War.
Yeah. But
I mean, the first Captain America is my least favorite movie.
They're massive ensemble movies with a bunch of actors with big old egos if they have them at all. Then most normal one-person director would be crushed by the weight of that. But you got two. You got brothers. They are hive mind.
Yeah,
I can't wait. That's why it works. That's why it works. Shit, man. I even follow their fucking their company online. Oh yeah, well, they were brothers too at the time, so
yeah,
that's why only Lana can take it forward. You know, you can crush it. But fuck, man, what a good movie! Like every time I talk about a little bit of the scene, I get verklempt. Same thing with Ghostbusters. I'm telling you, dude. Watch it by yourself. I'm gonna watch it this weekend, and we will fucking talk about it. Just shut the door. Don't let anybody see you cry like a baby. It's gonna be so good. I really hope my parents never watch it because they'll just never stop crying. Like just. But yeah, I digress.
Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies, so I'm really excited to watch it.
I have a friend who he literally met his now wife, mother of his kids, because he was at a party and Ghostbusters was on. He's only a few years older than us. And the song Ghostbusters was on. And this random girl was dancing with him while they were dancing. And she screams, "Bustin' makes me feel good." Right at the same time he does. And that's how they meet. The rest is history. So yeah.
There you go.
You can't tell me it's not a great film. I love it. But guess what, man? Final rounds means it's over.
Tight show. Hour and a half.
Well, dude,
it's tight show.
It's 2022, right?
Yeah.
We've made it. We got through how many different pages of show notes? Thank you. Shout out to Mahaffey, our guy in the chair, show producer. Yeah. 7 pages of show notes. I did not read most of it because I'm illiterate. Which, by the way, speaking of illiteracy, if you haven't seen the latest season of It's Always Sunny, you should watch it. Glenn Howerton, once again.
Masterclass.
Well, my point is, Charlie Day is supposedly always illiterate. Can't write, can't read. So you have to watch it. You know, a lot of things make sense. I can't wait to watch episode 2 of Boba Fett. I can't wait to watch half the stuff that's on this list that I haven't seen, play these games this year.
I know.
A lot. There's so much stuff coming out. Again, I feel the weight of it. But I'm so excited about it. And I just hope that we don't have to go through another Transformer name fucking variant for me to see this goddamn movie. or any movie.
Yeah.
Or buy a game or get an Xbox. I want to go back to the time where I could beep boop boop boop, work my job, get my pay, buy my stuff. Beep boop boop.
I've been trying to buy a MacBook for fucking months and I can't get one. Like I have to. It keeps getting pushed back and pushed back.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Supply chain fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I treated myself with my one little gift to myself for Christmas was a iPad Mini. You're right. Why iPad Mini? Because I couldn't find a fucking Xbox, and I was like, I want
couldn't
an
get
iPad Mini.
anything else.
Yeah, I really couldn't. I was like, I'm gonna get an iPad Mini. I'm gonna read more. I'm gonna get my comic book reader apps. I'm gonna start going through these comic books. I'm gonna have something that's small.
Do it.
And you know what? It's not gonna come in for like a month and a half. Even that's got bumped. Now, granted, silicone makes sense.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. One day we'll return. But we're going to keep watching. We're going to keep talking about things on Disney Plus, on Netflix, on Hulu, on all those brands. And we really hope that you like this show and like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Mahaffey, for being there in the chat today. Mike, whatever. I love, by the way, his avatar on every platform. It's just, it's so ridiculous. I'm always just like,
I think that's from back in the day.
Yeah, I'm always just like, who is this that's liking my tweets? And I'm like, oh, it's Mike, whatever. Like, because his avatar is just ridiculous. But yeah, looking forward to it. 2022, bigger, better, faster, stronger. It's gonna be good, man. Just like that hair, bigger, better, faster, stronger.
I know it's getting out of control.
It's good though. It's good. All right, man. Once again, I'm Ernie Hawkins at Ernie UXD.
I'm Dom Irvin at Hemophilia.
I love that name. Now I'm in love with it. It's grown on me.
It's so good.
We are Joystick Maverick on everything else. Talk to you next time. Peace, guys.
See ya.